A good late afternoon. Thanks for joining us. I'm Sage and you're watching Kalkine TV live from Sydney. This is the last show of the day, the last trade. So while we rejoice Australia's first T20 World Cup title, there is a lot more happening in the country, and there's no better way to wind down the day than with the latest market close commentary. And in today's show, we'll look at the overall ASX 200's performance of the day and also explore the gainers and the losers. And this will be followed by the shares that grabbed the limelight today, such as South 32, Blackmores, Collins Foods and many more. Then I'll share the trending updates from the Asian and global markets. And finally, in the last segment, we have a special report on cryptocurrencies. So what are we waiting for? Let's get started. Today, the ASX 200 opened with a gain of about 16.5 points, with most sectors higher. At the market close, the benchmark index gained 17.90 points and was up 0.24%. Over the last 5 days, the index is virtually unchanged, but is currently 2.25% below its 52-week high. 8 of 11 sectors ended higher, and information technology was the best performing sector, gaining 0.94% and 0.87% for the past 5 days. Let's take a look at the top gainers and losers of the day. The top performer on the ASX pack was stem cell treatments maker Mesoblast, that presented details of its research into heart attack drug candidate rexlemestrocel. MSB traded up by over 11%. And ResMed scored the second position, up 4.9%. The next gainer was Incitec Pivot, up 3.8% after the company reported a 21% boost to earnings. Other gainers were Next DC and Megaport. And on the flip side, Unity Group was the biggest laggard, down 2.4%. Other top laggards were Ampol, Janus Henderson Group, National Australia Bank and Platinum Asset Management. And now we've reached the time for a small break. Stay tuned with us. I'll be back with more trending market updates.
Tune in to stay updated while on the move.
We will tell you where the crypto craze has reached,
Where the property market is headed next.
what the world is doing to become more environmentally friendly.
Apart from tracking the daily market charter.
Be on top of the latest news and announcements.
With Kalkine TV.
Hello, welcome back. Sage here with the market close commentary by Kalkine TV. And let us now shift our focus to the stocks that fetched the investors' attention today. And shares of explosives and fertiliser group Incitec Pivot rose by over 4% today after the company reported a 21% boost to earnings, thanks to strong commodity and fertiliser prices. And the next profit attributable for the year ended September 30th jumped to 149.1 million Australian dollars from 123.4 million Australian dollars a year ago. The company declared a final dividend of 8.3 Australian cents per share. And technology companies have started the week hitting record highs. For instance, Technology One hit $12.98 Australian. Job advertising site Seek hit an all-time high of Australian $35.69. And Megaport got up to $21.64. Woodside Petroleum has agreed to sell 49% of its $7.64 billion Australian dollar Pluto Train 2 project to US-based Global Infrastructure Partners. And Pluto Train 2 is an expansion of the existing Pluto liquefied natural gas processing facility near the Scarborough gas fields off Western Australia's northern coast. The deal is subject to a processing agreement between the Pluto Train 2 joint venture and the Scarborough gas project that Woodside and BHP plan to sanction by December 15th. Woodside shares traded in the green zone today. And stem cell treatments maker Mesoblast presented details of its research into heart attack drug candidate rexlemestrocel. Trading volumes jumped today and shares traded up by over 12% today. The company's phase 3 trial showed that its drug reduced the incidence of future heart attacks and strokes by 65% in patients with class 2 of 3 chronic heart failure. The treatment is not yet approved by the US Food and Drug Administration, but Mesoblast has said it is currently awaiting feedback from the regulator about the path to approval. And CIMIC Group is set to receive cash proceeds of around 30 million Australian dollars after costs and a statutory pre-tax gain of around 60 million Australian dollars from Ventia Services' initial public offering. The IPO offer size will be 438 million Australian dollars, with the proceeds used to optimise Ventia's capital structure and reduce its debt. And CIMIC's shares traded lower today. Agribusiness giant Elders has posted 151.1 million Australian dollars underlying profit after tax for the year ended 30th September 2021. The company also declared a final dividend of 22 cents per share, partially franked and payable on the 17th of December. Shares traded in the green today. And now that we know what the stance is back home, let us move on to the next segment and understand the Asian and global markets performance. And the Asian shares edged cautiously higher today as US stock futures made early gains. However, investors seem wary of bearish surprises in a batch of Chinese economic data. And China's industrial output grew 3.5% in October from the same period a year ago. Retail sales in October rose 4.9% and the fixed asset investment slowed, however rising 6.1% in the first 10 months from the same period a year earlier. MSCI's broadest index of Asia-Pacific shares outside Japan rose 0.1% and Japan's Nikkei gained 0.7%. South Korea's Kospi soared 1.05% and the Indian indices opened on a positive note. On the flip side, China's Shanghai shed 0.13% and Hong Kong's Hang Seng fell 0.04%. And we've reached the last segment of the show. Let's take a quick look over the buzzing crypto markets performance. And the total crypto markets volume stood at US $94.94 billion. Bitcoin is trading at $64,591, while Ethereum, with a 19.4% share of the market, traded at $4,600. Solana rose around 5.5% and is trading at $238. And that's a wrap, folks. Hope you found the market closing commentary informative. We'll be back on tomorrow live from Sydney as close as possible to 9:30 in the morning with the first report on the pre-market scenario to prepare you for your day of trading. Till then, take care and stay safe. This is Sage signing off.